Trying to get my.
Woo! So, welcome back to another episode of the Reds Disciples podcast. We are now recapping game number 4. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 games, right? And this one was sweaty as hell. This one was hectic. And honestly, Billy, this is a game that we probably lose last year, but somehow we find a way to come out with an OT 140, 129 game. I swear all these games are like all heavy offense. But as I said before we opened it up, this game was clenched fists, puckered assholes. Like I said, just if this is how it's going to be, give me my pacemaker now. Give me my defibrillator. It's going to be a rough one. You guys strap in because it sounds like it's going to be this kind of year.
The difference is this year, though, I have faith because we lost more close games and like decided by 5 points or less in the last 5 minutes than anybody last year. This year, I actually have faith in us being able to kind of close it. It seems like we're making a leap. We're making better decisions down the stretch. The defense is stepping up. The guys are realizing who to take one-on-one, how to ISO, when to ISO. It's coming together. I know it's 2-2. It's early as heck, but when you're down 12 with 6 minutes left and you're starting to look up at the standings, you're like starting 1-3. That's not a panic button, but it's pretty dang close. And these guys,
right. Exactly. 2-2 looks much better than 1-3. I know it doesn't seem like it's that much, like only 4 games in, but just psychologically, and especially because of exactly what you said, Billy, how we finished games off a lot of times last year where we just would get close. We'd go down by double digits, and then after that find a way to claw ourselves back into it, only to collapse at the last second and take a loss and have nothing left. And if moral victories were counted on the chart, we would have went to the playoffs last year. But moral victories are not actually victories. Newsflash. So we actually get the victory here. And it's largely because I think we're just becoming a more veteran team. But we've got guys who are making the proper play at the right time, just with more experience. And of course, just JT being JT. It's when your fucking all NBA guy just says, you know what? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm an all NBA guy. So, and you're not. And, that's what it is. That's what it is. I don't know about y'all, but I am glad he's on our team. I'm glad he's wearing the green and white. We're talking about Jason Tatum.
He is the man. And there's a maturity that we're seeing as our team got a little older with these vets that we did not have before. I mean, even our Eastern Conference final teams, they were 2 of the 3 youngest teams to ever make an Eastern Conference final. These guys, there's not really any old guys on this team, but it is a much more veteran, much more experience, and just there's some adults in the room. It's just so nice to have some adults in the room. I know Al didn't play tonight, but even his is so huge for these guys.
Absolutely. Al, of course, not playing in today's game. I forgot why he was out. I meant to check. And I forgot why Al was out today.
It was precautionary, but he got a little banged up. I think it's from that play where he did the and one and he hit the stanchion pretty bad.
Right.
I think he's probably a little sore from that because you wake up after that the next day, you're feeling it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That was a great play from last game, but obviously, probably going to take it easy on Al. Yeah, it says left adductor strain. Adductor is like a groin strain, I guess. It's what they call the groin. Nothing like a kick in the left adductor. to
No.
just get your situation straight, right? Realign your priorities in life. So yeah, so he sits out with sore balls. And we also Jalen was questionable, but he plays today. Had a great game. I felt like for a while he was quiet. He kind of disappeared and faded into the background. I was saying on Twitter, he's like he was fading away, fading into the background like a Homer Simpson meme. And just as I hit that button, all of a sudden he woke up. But yeah,
He sure did.
he
Miles
was.
Bridges will tell you how much he worked. He woke up because that
Oh man, was that poster like so needed? Like we needed a poster like that. Like because Miles Bridges puts everybody on a poster. That kid, he is so good. I don't know why they haven't signed him yet, why they haven't extended him. He is
boggles the
so
mind.
good. Miles Bridges is so good. And he just finishes everything strong. Like he's a monster. That kid is different. He plays us hard. He's another one of those guys that gets us all the time. Him and fucking Ishmith.
Oh yeah.
Just need to
Smith had his little.
just need like an all-star team of guys who just kill us all the time. Him, and you can put him in Middleton and Miles Bridges, and I forget who else, but just like all these guys that just get together and they kill us. But thankfully they didn't do that shit today.
No, they did not. We handled our business. The Jays are 5-0 when both of them score 30 or more in the same game.
Excellent.
So,
Like, why don't we just have them just score 30 or more in every game? Like problem solved. Like, why don't we just do that? Like, like, why don't we just make the game plan simple? Like, hey, Ime, you notice how we won and they scored 30? Like, maybe we should do that all the time, is have them score 30 points, because more points is better than less points.
Damn right.
Like let's make the game simple here. Like the more points those guys can score, the better our team is going to be. It's that simple. Like we call them the pillars for a reason, for God's sake. So let's pillar them. Let's pillarize them, whatever the hell it is. But let's do that so that they can score. So again, today, Jason Tatum, 41 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 8 huge assists. Just a couple of great ones. Obviously, you mentioned the play where JB puts Bridges on the poster, but obviously a terrific lob at the end of I think a regulation to get the. I think they got a lead with that. I forget if they got a lead or if they tied the game with that. But a great lob to Rob Williams.
And he had 2 of those tonight.
Yeah, so 8 assists, only 2 turnovers for Jason. So no bitching to the refs, thank the Lord. 7 times to the free throw line. Some of that was just late stuff. But 6 of 12 from 3. Like he started off as a house of fire tonight. He came in and he was about his business, and he got to work right away, which was a great way to get this team started off in the first quarter.
No, he had a groove. I think he had a 17-point quarter, one of the quarters. So he had a stretch where he was just in fuego. The other thing we got to mention, Rob's making a leap before our eyes.
Yeah. I was going to save him for a little bit later, but yeah, that's 100% that is starting to happen. And he's put together actually, I think a few good games, and he's staying on the floor. Staying on the floor, meaning he's, he had 5 fouls today, but he's playing longer. He's playing minutes. He's not just 25, 30-minute guy. Like Rob is playing longer, and he's having an impact while he's out there. and his energy today was just outstanding. He's my third guy of the day, obviously with the two J's, but of course, Time Lord, 12 points, 16 rebounds, 6 offensive, 4 assists, 3 blocks, sold popcorn, partridge in a pear tree, all that shit. You know, Time Lord starting to ascend like right before our eyes and be like a valuable contributor, regular starter, just great stuff.
I want the Reds Disciples podcast to be the ones that are beginning the campaign for Robert Williams most improved player, because that's what we need. We need him in that race. We need to get him some.
For sure. And if he is in that race, then that means this team is going far. 100%. If he's doing that, then this team has a real good chance to be a high seed and do something in the playoffs. If he's going to play like that, active, making plays at both ends, you know, being infectious with his energy, grabbing rebounds, tipping the ball out, keeping plays alive so other guys can grab it. Like, he's just been monster. Like, he has just been monster. And, you know, you love to see it. Just great stuff by him today, staying in. And you feel good. Like, I think you have to feel good about, I know some people still feel a little weird about the double big lineup, but I honestly, I like it. I like both of those two guys playing together, him and Al, when necessary. Obviously, when they play away from that, that's fine too. But you really like what we're starting to see with the big guys, with those two bigs playing off each other and just playing well. And we're starting to get a little bit of that interior passing and short roll genius. All of that stuff is just good for everybody.
Yeah, the thing about the double big lineup with Rob and Al, we're still going to stagger them. So one of them's basically on the whole time anyway. And it also means we don't get the smart Schroeder lineup, which I am just about done with. That's this year's version of the Thompson double big lineup from last year that was just worked.
Yeah, 100%. If there is something to punch the air about, it's Ime not quite realizing that backcourt is an unmitigated disaster. Well, I mean, that may be a bit strong, but it's not fun. It's not fun. And it's obvious that it's not a good pairing. Like, I will give them credit in one respect, that they both had a couple of defensive plays late in this game that helped them, you know, get this game tied back up and make a few plays in overtime. Like, you know, Smart made some, I thought. Schroeder made a nice strip. But it's just not a good pairing shooting wise. Like, I looked up and I saw Schroeder had 23 and he was 4 for 9 from 3. I'm like, how did he even make 4 threes in this game? It looked like every time I looked up, man was bricking. Like, I mean, and it was just wide open shots.
The ones that drive me nuts are his little pull up from the elbows, because he's looking off the Jays to get to his spot. And I know it's never going to go in. He never makes that shot, but that's supposedly where he wants to attack.
That's where he made a ton of that's where he made his money in OKC. No, that's where he made a lot of his money in OKC, was off those shots.
Yeah.
And so I shouldn't be surprised that we're seeing him here. But unless that shot's going to go in at a 45% clip, it's just not effective. And when he's wide open space, like you will take, as a defense, you will take Schroeder trying to beat you as a team from out there. You know, like, if you're a defense, you're like, please shoot from out there. If you have, we have done our job.
Yeah, because you have Marcus or Jalen and Tatum just standing around watching him do it. The defense is like, great, this guy's going to shoot it instead of giving it to one of those all NBA caliber players. Phenomenal. They love it.
Right.
They love him doing that.
Yeah, which underscores how much we need Langford healthy, and
Yeah.
further, we need Neesmith to get on track. Obviously, Neesmith once again a no-show tonight, no minutes tonight. I would have liked to have seen him in this game. I thought this would have been a good game for him to get some more minutes, or even Richardson. Richardson plays only 15 tonight, on 0 for 2 from 3, and not much from him.
Oh, he was off those 15 minutes. Like, I want to take all those 15 minutes back. I don't think he deserved even that. I was not impressed.
Hmm,
I didn't see
right.
anything good. He wasn't creating. I was really excited to get him because I thought he would be a secondary ball handler like he was in Miami, and
Sure.
he is not doing that at all.
Hmm.
Stands in the corner and misses a three. He's not a spot up shooter.
No,
That's
he's
not his.
not. You have to get him coming off curls, man. You have to get him coming off curls or off those wing pick and rolls, and being able to make plays. Problem is, we got so many other guys that handle the ball. He's just kind of, reserved to those roles that are really built for, the younger guys. Pritchard, um, Pritchard, Neesmith, and Langford. Uh, um, Pritchard did play today, just short time as well, only 14 minutes. Little bit of a game saver early on, though, was not my guy, Jabari. I guess, this was a guy that I think we had both been like, I don't know what people see in him. And like was not really not really helping out, but he had that, I guess 11-point burst in the fourth quarter on his way to 13 total points. He didn't do much after halftime, if at all, because they barely played him. But that stretch in the first quarter that kept us within reach when they had built the lead up to like 12, and he got it back to 3 at the end of the quarter, just because he bombed away and hit 3 threes, including that, one off the dribble that I was like, okay, someone's feeling himself right now. Hit that 3 at the top of the key. I was like, somebody's clearly feeling himself today. But just that little burst, just to keep the game within arm's reach, was big.
It was huge.
Big.
It was a momentum swinger because the Hornets weren't missing anything. They were at like,
No,
where did
like, my God, like, I don't know what's wrong with them. It's like, why aren't they missing anything? It was like super
it was
annoying.
uncanny. And then not only was he hitting freaky with a dunk, I was
Yeah. Yeah, it was. So he was good. He was really good. I was really impressed by him today. So that was, like I said, well needed, well appreciated that Jabari stepped in, played a great game. Bless you.
thank you, sir.
Don't ever interrupt my podcast again.
It's not COVID. We're good.
Yeah, Jalen, obviously 30-9 today. I didn't run through his numbers. 30-9, 3 assists, 3 steals. He was pretty active all over as well. Like I said, it was weird. There was a time where he just kind of faded away, but then he caught fire again, hit that nice 3 in the corner, off admittedly a Schroeder cross-court pass. That was really a great find when weak side they had sagged off him. That's the thing with Jalen when he's weak side, when he plays weak side at Tatum. Like if you don't like keep an eye on him back there, not just as a defense, but even as an offense, if you don't look weak side ever, like there was a period of time where we were coming off wing pick and rolls and we were just kicking it to Marcus back in the same corner. And he was shooting a bunch, and Marcus, really hasn't found his shooting stroke at all. 1 of 9 today, 3 of 12. Goodman is tearing his whatever hair left he has out. I know Goodman can't wait to get this guy out of here. He can't wait to get out. He can't wait to get Jalen out of here. Goodman's just, I don't know.
He's a fraud. Goodman's a fraud. He had that bad. Jalen got drafted. That Jalen was going to be a bust, and ever since then, he wants him out of town so he can be like, "See, I was right. It was a bad pick."
Clearly,
and
yeah.
Like, worst of Boston media. I mean, there's a couple worse, Shaughnessy, but
yeah, Goodman like sucks on ice. Anyway,
he's definitely on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Brown had like if we don't keep an eye on him on offense, like it's immediately he can get disengaged. And then when he gets disengaged, he'll try to make up for it at times by getting a little tunnel vision because he hasn't seen the ball in a little while. And he'll make one of those forays where he tries to go 94 feet. Like, remember that happened in this game where he dribbled the ball like 94 feet and lost it. And then they had to challenge it because, hey, like we all knew he lost it because we all know who Jalen is. But they were like, no, it was off on them. And they're like, no, it's not. It's like,
not at all.
Like that dumbass just lost it by himself, trying to dribble it all the way down here, and he lost it off his foot. And so, but if you swing the ball to him a couple times, cross court like that, look for him. Like it just like he'll be engaged. You just keep an eye on him, keep him engaged in the game. You have to get better at that. If he does, like he'll burn teams on the weak side because they'll leave him alone. They'll leave him alone, especially when you got Tatum cooking like that. They'll forget all about him.
The other guy we didn't mention that keeps his offense going is Mr. Grant Williams, man. Who would have thought?
Yeah, not as much on the perimeter shooting today. I thought he pulled the string a few times on his shot, a little flat-footed because his 3 misses were all front rim.
Yep, short.
But yeah, beyond that, I mean, he had a nice 9 points, made a couple shots in the lane, scored a couple layups and dunks on the fast break. So yeah, he was all right. He added a little bit, and that was definitely, his contribution was definitely needed. If he can just be, consistent with that, you don't need a lot from Grant, coming off the bench like that. You don't ask for, you don't need a lot from Grant. 9-10 points really. If he's doing that, you got to feel good. You don't need a lot from him to 10 points, 9 points really, and a few rebounds,
couple rebounds, couple steals, just do his quadruple single stat lines that he does is perfect. That's all you want. Just a little of it.
That's all you really need. That's all, guys. That's all you really need out of Grant. I hope there's an end to the whatever expectations people may or may not have for Grant. Like at this point, Grant's never going to have a high ceiling. I don't know that he's ever going to be that much more than what he is, but he doesn't have to be. That he can have a solid 10-year career as an 8th man. 100%. You're gonna have a solid career as an 8th man off the bench. I mean, as a 3rd guy off the bench or 8th man in the rotation, and be a solid short roll guy, solid pick and pop guy. Make a few rotational defensive plays. So yeah, just some scrappy play. That's all you really need.
No, I just want him to be AC Green, you know? I don't even care if he
Boom.
stays until he's 40. He can do
Right,
whatever.
right,
He kind of
right.
seems
I
like
like the little part, the how he executive VP'd himself into a flagrant call today. I like that. He was like, yo, I'm the executive VP, and you don't give me this flagrant, I'm pulling your job. And they were like, you know what, Grant? You're right. It was a flagrant. And he was like, that's what I thought.
yeah, I don't know
Don't
if that's
ever
good
let this happen again.
It's not too good to encourage him to keep complaining to the refs, but it actually worked. I've never seen a ref reconsider a call after a player complained before, but first time for everything. That's Grant
All
Williams
right,
for you.
man. Grant's a master communicator here. He's a master baiter of calls. So
Probably, yeah.
he worked his way into that call and just it's like a Jedi mind trick or something from Grant. Like, or maybe just annoyed the hell out of him because Grant annoys people when he talks. They're like, oh, Jesus, Grant, just leave me alone. Fine, I'll give you the freaking flagrant if you just stop talking to me.
I don't know what huddle it was. It had to be either in preseason or maybe even just a training camp practice. They ended a huddle with a "Shut the fuck up, Grant" chant, which is
right. 60% of the time, it works every time. So, as for Charlotte, Jesus, that is a fun team. That is a seriously fun team to watch. They are scary when they want to
played
be.
fast.
Like, and they started this game out like they were gonna blow our fucking doors off. Like I was worried. Like they can't hit this many shots for the whole game, right? Like everywhere, every shot they were throwing up was going in. Like, no, what they shoot 19 for 44. Like, it feels like they didn't miss 25 threes, but I guess they did. Miles Bridges was 2 for 10. Miles Bridges, noted Celtics killer, but he did have 25 and 10. But LaMelo Ball, 7 of 14 for 25 points, 9 and 5. Thank God we got his ass out of there. Like,
got in foul trouble.
Yeah, because that kid's a menace, man. That kid's a menace.
Special. Golden State has to be slapping themselves that they didn't take this kid over Wiseman. I mean, put him with Steph and Clay, and let's just go.
I can't. I can't. Like they would have broke the system.
Yeah,
they would have absolutely, if like, they must have told Bob Myers, like, you cannot choose him.
You can't take this kid.
You're not allowed. You cannot take him. It will be against the rule. Like I might physically shut down if I had to see LaMelo Ball playing with those guys and then get Clay back. Like, oh
no.
No.
I do want to thank Kelly Oubre though. Career like 30% 3-point shooter after he starts the game 5 for 5, not making another 3 after that. But he kept thinking it was Kelly Oubre time, and it was not. So
19 points, 9 rebounds. But after the first 5 threes he hit, like, it felt like these aren't Kelly Oubre threes.
No,
him taking these shots, like, he doesn't hit these. I was like, who do you think you are right now? It's like, Kelly Oubre doesn't make these shots. It's like, who the hell is out here in his uniform? Like, that doesn't even happen. And then Jaden McDaniels, like
he was good.
I like him, but I mean, it's like, Jaden McDaniels that good a 3-point shooter too. Like, and noted Celtics killer Ish Smith has 10 and 4. See, like I said, last year that 10-4 would have turned into like 14-8 or something, and would have like ripped our heart out in like the early fourth quarter. Like
No, it's true.
that's how
I thought
that would have happened.
it just never happened.
Yeah. So thank God. Not much for Mr. Gordon Hayward either. Um, he had a couple of nice moments, but he was fairly quiet.
I've
Like,
learned not so much. Like whenever he shoots that turnaround, I could always tell when it's going in or not. And he was short on him so many times today. It was such a delight. It brought back a lot of memories of when he was on the Celtics and he would short arm those little, 15, 20 footers that are his bread and butter. But I don't know. He just hasn't got it 100% back, man. Utah Hayward, RIP. It's just not there no more.
yeah, I mean, and I don't know. Like, I don't. He's a guy that they don't really need.
No,
I don't feel
no.
like they need him, and they paid him $30 million. But I don't feel like that team needs him in order to be good. Like I said at the top of the show, they haven't extended Miles Bridges, and I don't know why. But and one other guy we didn't see in this game who was also really good for them is PJ Washington.
Love that.
We didn't see PJ tonight. PJ is an excellent player. Um, he's a good shooter. He's a good post up guy. And he did not play today. Obviously, you didn't have, um, you know, Terry Rozier, um, who would have loved to get up for a game like this. You know, he'd have put up some points in a hurry if he had been playing. So, but when I look at all of what they have, the totality of what they have, like I keep looking at Hayward and I'm like, I feel like he stole Bridges' money. Like, I mean, not like actively, but I mean like you could have given him Bridges money and then sent Hayward somewhere else and got something for him. Like, I don't like Al is a veteran stabilizing presence. I don't get that vibe from, and maybe Charlotte people would say otherwise.
Yeah, maybe he is.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe we as Celtics people are too far removed from the Hayward situation now. But I don't get a veteran stabilizing force vibe when I look at Hayward out there. Like he just feels like another guy. They just happen to be paying him more than half the team.
Yeah, I wonder if he kind of has some regrets because like his whole reason for leaving the Celtics was he didn't want to be upstaged by a bunch of young guys. Well, look what's happening in Charlotte, man. It's
like that team is now LaMelo Ball's team. Like
yep.
they were willing to shuttle Devontae Graham out and sentence him to a lifetime in New Orleans. Because they believe that LaMelo after one season, and it seems to be that they're right, that LaMelo is like, yeah, this is good to be your team now. Like we're good with having this be your team, but we have you. They extended Rozier. They did actually extend Rozier instead of Graham. I thought it would have been the other way around. That Graham would have been the guy they kept, but no, they kept Rozier. And they just said, you know what, LaMelo run this team, and my God, some of the plays he made, that casual baseball pass, like, Gordon's down there. Yeah, okay, all right, we're good. Like,
John
just threw that, like, like a I don't know, like a Hail Mary, just like bomb, like a Aaron Rodgers, 40-yard bomb. It was just casual and easy the way he did that. That doesn't even make sense. Like, who does that? Except for his brother, maybe, but like, who does that? He made some of those passes just, easy. He's a fun player to watch. Like his court awareness and his swagger is so good. Wait till he fills out that body. He hasn't even filled out yet, but once he does, and you realize you can't push him off his spot anymore. Once he can start getting to his spots, he'll already, get you with that step back, but once he starts getting to his spots where he can start bodying guys up, pushing them off his line, and then taking a step, forget it. Like he could be his top 20 player really soon.
Real quick.
And maybe more after that. But he could be a top 20 player in this league really soon. Like I think maybe a couple of years he could be that level good. And then after that, you just see what else they're gonna do. But like that kid is a star. I would have given anything for the Celtics to get him.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, so it's good. Like I said, 2-2 reads a lot better than 1-3. That, folks, is the key takeaway: is math. Math for Celtics fans. 2 wins is better than 1 win. All right. And once again, 80-2 still on the table. All right.
Yeah.
80-2 still on the table. So who we got next? Who wants some of this next?
Good old Washington, our friend Bradley Beal.
Right, that's right. Washington, Bradley Beal. That's right. And this will be Thursday? No, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday game. Bradley Beal and the Wizards. And they play today? I feel like they played today.
Yeah, they got stomped by Brooklyn.
Did they?
Yeah, Brooklyn actually decided to play a basketball game for once, so that was nice.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And so that's right. Wizards are 2-1. I don't know. I don't know about this Wizards team. It's weird. I like Gafford. I'm glad they paid him. It's nice that they gave him some money. I feel like he earned it. But that team, that Wizards team, that looks like, I don't know. It feels like all assholes and elbows. Like I have no idea what direction they're all going in. Feels like they're all going in completely different directions. Like I have no idea what to make. I can't make heads or tails of that team right now. In Dinwiddie, I like, ugh, like he's not a player that I feel like you can be like, oh, all right, well, we got Spencer Dinwiddie, so that's good. I don't feel like that at all.
Yeah, we're not going to be, having our grandkids sit on our lap and we're going to tell them Spencer Dinwiddie stories. It's just not going to happen.
Right. So no. So we get Al back the next game, I assume. I feel like this should be another win.
It's home and home, right? So we got the Wizards
home and
twice.
Home, right. Now I will be at the Saturday game, which will be at DC. So probably no recap that night, but so if we just hopefully just string together a few wins, we got a chance to do something here. We'll work our way into this. How do you feel about the defense tonight? Before we take off, how do we feel about the defense tonight? I don't know, was our defense bad or were they hot?
I think
as
both.
far as Charlotte goes, was our defense bad or was Charlotte Did we give them too many open looks, or did guys just who normally aren't that reliable just start hitting everything?
Yeah, I think both things can be true in most cases, but in this case, I honestly think they were just hot to start and they kind of fizzled out because you saw as the game went on, those same shots weren't falling unless your name was LaMelo Ball.
Right.
So the 3-point defense is always going to be an issue for us. It seems that just feels like that's going to be our Achilles heel. If a team gets hot from three, we're going to lose. But isn't that true for 29 other teams in the league?
Fair point. Point, Billy.
I like is what Charlotte was fourth in the league in rebounding. We out rebounded them tonight. I like our interior defense, but their teams can beat us just like any given night in the NBA. The team that's hot from three can beat anybody. We've seen it. We see it over and over again.
True that. Like, I feel like there needs to be a little bit more diversity here. I would, obviously, Jay Rich didn't do well in his minutes today, but I still feel like we're going to need him as far as his defense on the perimeter. We're going to need Neesmith. We're going to need him sooner or later. And so, I don't know, I guess after a while, he'll come back again. He's missed a few shots, so Ime is like, nope, don't trust you. So I'm not playing you right now. But eventually he's going to have to come back around to him. He's going to have to give him another shot. Because we're gonna need his ability to stretch the floor. I still feel like one of the best versions of this team is going to have Neesmith playing, important minutes.
It's either going to be him or we're just going to have to start looking at TPE candidates for that role. Because I'm already out on Josh Richardson. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I just have been disgusted watching him play.
We shall see what happens. Well, with that, folks, I think that is a good place to call it quits. Again, Game 4. Once again, edge of your seat, big plays to finish it out. And Celtics win a game that last year, quite honestly, we all know that they probably wouldn't have won. But they found a way to win it this year. Ime gets a second win as head coach. Good stuff coming, hopefully. And, I'm just going to keep this train rocking and rolling. All right. So, and if they keep it rocking and rolling there, we're going to keep it rocking and rolling here at Red's Disciples. That is what we do. And once again, I hope you will join us for more recaps. If you're interested, you want to be a part of the action, you want to be a part of the discussion, let us know at the Red's Disciples Facebook group, or send me a message on Twitter if you're interested in being involved. Billy will gladly give up a spot for you to talk to me, won't you, Billy? Yes, you will. Please, sure you will. Please. Exactly.
Please.
No, you're going to have a three-way conversation and join all of us. But no, for real.
No, we run a mean 3-man weave. We'll be all right. We can
absolutely. We do a great 3-man weave, little Texas triangle action, right? So yeah, we do that well. But in any case, we will see you back hopefully for Wednesday's action. Hopefully another win. We'll have Washington there. Any final words for tonight's win, Billy, before we take off?
Yeah, who do I have to petition with the NBA to get the league pass and not make me wait 3 hours to watch a replay? I just want to watch the replay of the damn game.
That is an excellent question. Maybe I talk to Grant, man.
You know what? If it's get it done, I agree. I'm gonna try to hit up Grant on Instagram.
Right, and Grant, I feel like Grant's a mover and a shaker, man. Executive VP gets the calls he wants, man. So I don't know. I'm going Grant. But all right, but we are definitely going here, and we will see you for the next one. He's Billy. I am Aaron. We are Red's Disciples, and we are out of here. All right. Take care.